Doing Okay podcast. I'm your host, Ope, and today we are joined by...
Hello everyone, I'm Junior. I am just your regular basic guy. I'm an accountant. I also do music. I do DJing. Music's my passion. Got a few songs out there. And I like to get involved in debates and topics and yeah, it's the usual. So yeah, nice to meet you all, man. Respect.
I'm Karida. I am 38, unfortunately. I'm age 12. But listen, I feel it. I'm a civil servant and yeah, I like a good debate. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Hi, my name's Zeph. I currently do a bit of property development and e-commerce. And yeah, I'm looking to just spread my view on the world and make it right.
Hi everyone, I'm Heather, I'm 32. I work at a fintech as a PA and in the People Ops team, and I just enjoy banter and original thinking.
Yes, people, my name is Richie, I'm 36. I work in IT, but really I'm into spirituality quite a bit and well-being, yoga.
Hi, my name's Tori. I'm photographer, videographer, creative director, all-round creative. And I'm looking forward to today. It's gonna be fun.
Hi everybody, my name is Charles. I'm 35, it was my birthday the other day. I work as a bookkeeper in a construction company and it'll be interesting to hear everyone's views today. So, hi everyone.
Everyone say hi!
Hi.
Hello everyone.
So first of all, I'd just like to say a massive thank you for joining in the conversation today. So we are going to be discussing why do women want the upper hand in relationships. So let me just give you a brief background as to how this conversation came about. So the other day, Richard messaged me and he was like, okay, you should be in this conversation that we're having in our men's group, talking about why do women want to have the upper hand in relationships. Wait, he actually said, why do women have a chip on their shoulder and want to have the upper hand in relationships?
Bit of sauce.
I want you to explain what you mean.
What I meant, what we were talking about was, well, I think because Zeph brought up the topics, I think he's the better person to ask.
So what I was talking about was how the roles have changed. So before, women and men used to be in a relationship and the men had all the power and they felt like they can control the women. So they went out to work, and I think it was more to do with financially. So financially, when you had the power, your woman felt that she had to stay with you. She couldn't leave you. And even if the relationship was toxic or the woman felt like she can maybe find another man, she wasn't able to. I matched the two situations up with not just financially, not just, back in the day, things were like this. Technological is in the technological age of come forward. So you're more able to reach more people. And what I said is combining the fact that women can now work and there's more equal rights, not equal, but it's more equal than it ever was. Combining that with the technological age, i.e. it's easier for women if she doesn't like a man, she could search for a man around the world anywhere she wants to find a man.
What has that got to do with women wanting to have the upper hand in relationship?
For me, I mean, again, I'm talking about the fact what I talked about before, is it's just shifted where they're able to. If you want to say women want to, I'm assuming that everyone loves power and just having the upper hand, then a majority of women will want to have the upper hand on a man for various reasons.
Can we clarify what the upper hand means? What does that actually mean? When you say, they want to have the upper hand, what does that actually mean?
I mean, I could only speak from my experiences and my friends' experiences.
Yeah, go for it.
Talk about certain scenarios where right now, women, I feel, believe that they could get any man they want. So because they believe they could get any man they want, they sort of treat whatever partner they have as, what word could I use? What I want to say is basically they will say to them...
Disposable. Do you mean disposable?
Yes, that's correct, disposable. So they will say to their man, look, if you're not treating me this way, then I'll just get an ex-man. And it's very easy to do that in this day.
Is that the same as men as well?
I was about to say that.
I would say it's very controversial, but I would say a man is more easily complacent in a relationship than a woman. He will want to stick with the same woman if he likes her, and that's it. He's not really bothered. A woman will always look for the better man. She will keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. I think I could do better than this.
Yep.
I don't agree with that.
So you're
I
saying
don't agree with that. I just think that men are uncomfortable at the moment with what is sort of just balancing of a power struggle. I don't think that women necessarily want the upper hand, but I think they probably want a bit more equality, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think men have been very used to having their own way, unquestioned for a long time. And now that there is a bit of competition, the fact that women can treat a man in a more disposable way, that men feel threatened. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I do think that you should stick by your man, but at the same time, I don't think it's an excuse for men to take the piss and just think, you know, I've got more money, so she has to stay with me, you know?
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's just uncomfortable for men right now. That's all I think it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Do
agree.
you feel like also women go through a period where they sort of know exactly what they need in terms of emotional and mental support and stability, whereas a man is more likely to be uncomfortable in a situation and stay, like you said, complacent?
With a lot of women, i.e., I want that bad boy, but I want him to treat me a certain way. We still have that same ideology with a lot of women.
But
However,
where did that idea come from? Like, why would you say that that's all what women want?
no. I think majority. I'm going to say majority of women like a bad boy who's also going to treat them right. And the fact of the matter is nice guys are still losing out to this day.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
You have to ask the women why.
But you're saying you originally said a woman says to a guy, if you don't treat me like this, I'm gonna go. Which by rights should be for anyone. If no one's not treating right, man or woman, you should go. Why should you feel like you have to stay? Like, if I'm saying to you, you're not treating me right, why am I gonna stay? Whether I'm a man or a woman, like you should be treated correctly, right? If you're saying that the nice guy finishes last, I don't get how he finishes last. How does he finish last?
Okay, so what I'm saying is you could have one woman, a guy, right?
Okay.
And he's a bad boy. He cheats on her, or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got money. So she's with him. Then all of a sudden she goes, you know what? I'm tired of this guy. He's always cheating on me. The money's not enough. She'll leave him. She'll get with a guy who has little amount of money, but is never going to cheat on her. Never going to cheat on her.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and whatever. She'll turn around and say, you know what? I'm bored of this guy. I need a bit more excitement. And then she'll move on to the next guy.
Don't men do the same thing, except there's no money involved in it?
My friends stick with one woman and that's it.
But is that a good thing though? You're saying it, but is that a good thing? You're saying it like it's a good thing. You're saying a man will still be complacent and he will stay with a woman no matter what. If she's acting like a whatever and doing all this, man, I'm gonna stay with her. Is that a good thing? You're saying it like it's a good thing, but if a woman is treating a man in not a correct manner and the man stays, it doesn't mean that's a good thing.
When is the time to stay with someone? When is that decision made?
That depends on what you want, no, or what you're expecting from someone. If someone's treating, if you're bored and you want to go, that's not a good reason to go. I don't think personally, but to each their own. Like if someone is treating you that is not how you want to be treated, i.e., not in a good manner, cheating on you, emotional abuse, whatever, physical abuse, all that stuff, then you need to go. That's not good for you. You understand what I'm saying? But
I think there's a fine line between red flags and when someone is not perfect. Because there are certain things that a person might not have, like qualities that they may lack, that they can sort of develop along the line. But when you're being completely mistreated, there's a difference. Yeah. So your friends that are being mistreated, do they stay in those relationships?
Well, that's what I've explained to a lot of my friends. I mean, it's taken me this long to realize, I'm 36 now, it's taken me this long to realize, you need to know the core values of what you want in a partner. And if you're not getting those core values, then don't stay with that.
Yeah.
And I think the point is when you get into the stage where you have a responsibility, i.e. children, or you're married, sometimes it feels like it's too late. So you got to take that time to get to know somebody, and in that time frame, really search out someone. No one's perfect. Everyone's going to have bad points, but you should have those core values that you know you want in your partner, and you can move forward together in the right way.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think people get into relationships before they even know what they want or need, and then it comes you're
All
in
the time.
it, and
Over
then and I
90%.
think, do you think that also could be a problem? Like you get into something, you know, and you're like, actually, what do I want? And you're kind of deciding why you're in it, which is obviously isn't a good thing because you're in it with somebody. Like, do you think that could be a cause as well?
Everyone thinks that they know what they want, and 90% of people just jump into the relationship too quickly. So yes, 100%.
Sorry, also, can I just say, I feel as though if you're in a relationship with someone, whether everything's fine and they're treating you right, and you decide, I'm no longer happy, I no longer want to be with that person, that is your right as a human being. You
100%.
do not have to continue a relationship that is seemingly healthy.
I agree.
Because I don't agree with that. Like, if I'm unhappy, I don't care how good you are, how nice you are, I will leave. And I feel like it's about connection as well. Like, someone could be really nice and doing all the right things, but you just don't have that connection.
I've got a spanner. Like, do you think women have like a bit of like a daydream, like fantasy sort of idealistic approach to relationships?
My whole life
the grass is greener, like everything things could be better, so I don't have to stay. And now that we've got the means, you know, more like financially, that we're going to go out and seek it, is that necessarily the right thing to do? Like, be like, because I think I can get better, I'm just going to leave someone who could be actually very good, you know?
Yeah. I don't think it's right. I think there's a thin line between trying to make a relationship work, being consistent, putting in the work, and settling and just existing with that person. You're not truly happy. You have to feel fulfilled and happy, not only within yourself, but within the relationship that you've decided to be in. So I feel like I don't know, for me, I just don't think it's healthy to just stay with someone because of status quo. But I understand what you're saying, because I spent a lot of years always feeling like I can do better, I can meet someone like, do you know what I mean? But it's for you to know really what it is you want, what's important to you, and also to learn to be satisfied and not always have that desire to keep searching, because that's how a lot of people end up on their own in later life.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I think what you said, Karida, was that, you know, you gave the example of having someone who is ticking all the right boxes, is really good with them, but within themselves, they're still not happy. I mean, with them, they're still not happy. Sometimes it can bottle down to that person not being happy within themselves. Maybe that person necessarily might have to go down a self journey to know exactly how they can make themselves happy before embarking on a relationship, so that it can add to someone else's happiness. So I don't know if we necessarily get to a point where we do the right things in certain situations. Yes, there are times where you're being mistreated and you have to move forward, of course, especially when you know what you deserve. Absolutely, move forward. But at the same time, as women, sometimes we can be quite unrealistic.
Agreed.
Yes.
And something that Zeph said also was that how, you know, you men tend to relate a lot of things with money for women. I want to know why you guys put money and women on the same level. Can I ask Junior, please?
See, the thing with that is, if you're a man and you've done well for yourself, like regardless whether it's legal or illegal or however you made your money, if you've got money and you've got status and you're the guy and everyone's always talking about you, you're the guy that's pumping, you're the guy that's got the hype, then unfortunately a lot of modern girls of today, that's what they look for. They look for the guy that's got the status, they look for the bad guy, they look for the guy that's like...
What girls are you guys talking about? How old are they?
Huh?
I don't think what he's saying is unfair. I think he's got a point.
I agree.
What's been going on? Yeah, this is a lot of girls. They're after status. They're not after what. How? Like I know.
It's not. Sorry to cut you, Junior. But I agree with you. But I don't think. I think money for majority of women equals security. 100%. So you think like people are saying money, but it's actually security. If someone can give you a secure, do you know what I mean? So, but the thing about it is most women are only equating security with money. There are other, obviously, but people are like, oh, he's got money, he can look after me.
If it's not money, why is there girls that have like this proper bad guy? They know what the guy's doing, all the criminal stuff he's doing, and they still stay with him? Because they want the money, isn't it? Why else would they be there? Like?
No, it's security. The money equals security. So it's not necessarily the money per se, but it's the fact that I don't have to work. He can treat me right. I can get one. I can get to go out. I can basically be spoiled. I can be looked after. I can be cared for. Because in the world that we live in, money equals things, security. Do you know what I mean? So I agree. I agree with you, Junior. I do actually agree.
What happens to the guy though? That's got the ambition. That's a hard worker, but he hasn't quite made the money yet. But he thinks he's gonna get there, but because he's moving slow, he gets left in the corner. There
are women out there that will look for that. There are women out there that aren't so-called gold diggers, and I say that with, you know what I mean? There are women out there, but maybe it's where you're looking, maybe it's the energy you're putting out, maybe it's the vibe that you're putting out. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like guys kind of like rework how they are to attract women. Oh, women like money, I'm gonna do this. Women like fit, I'm gonna do that. When you're actually not that, so you're gonna attract what you don't actually want. You don't want a woman that's a gold digger, but you're doing that because you think that's what all women want. Not all women fit into that box. Do you know what I mean?
But those women that do fit into that box, they're falling into the hands of the guy that's got that status, because he knows that having that status and that money is what's going to pull any girl in. Well, not any girl. Let me not say any girl, most.
True.
So
but
it's kind of like...
Yeah, but if you are a guy who is going to make it, going to get there, whatever, you don't want that gold digger. So why do you care why do you care that? Why do you care? But then why do you care if you don't want the woman that's going to be a gold digger? So you shouldn't actually care that the guy that's got the money is getting her, because she's not for you. So you don't need to worry about that. Do you know what I mean?
We're not worried, but it needs to happen less. It needs to happen less.
I think there are women now. I think maybe where you are, where you associate, it's not the right place. You're going to the place where these women are versus, I don't know, I can't speak for everyone in the group, but money is
you see it on like social media. There's a shift. There's more of a shift towards status than back in the day where it was a bit more like, this guy's got ambition. This guy's going somewhere.
Because of what you're exposing yourself to, and because of what you're seeing, it doesn't mean that it's not.
It's everyday life. It's everyday life. We've all got friends like that.
Okay. I need to disagree with you.
You haven't got no friends here that has fallen for the bad guy.
Listen. I said less of. I didn't say it's gone. I'm saying less of because of who I choose to follow, who I choose to associate people around.
Well, you've got friends that have fallen into that trap. You have.
Definitely. Maybe like one or two. But the majority.
I think now there is this thing of a generalization. If you don't have no, you're not going to get any woman. That's not the case. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, it is a generalization. It is. But it's happening. It's happening. Like
one of the things that Tori said was about women wanting security. But a woman of substance will not only look for money, but she wants security, emotional security as well.
Yeah.
Mental security as well, and physical security. It's not just money is a part of physical and financial, but there's so much more to security than just the finances. And also, now that we've given the opportunity to work, we also bring that in as well. No,
but the thing is, it's feminine nature. Hypergamy is feminine nature, so it's safe to say all women.
You're saying feminine nature. That is something that isn't some women's nature, but doesn't mean that they're gonna go with that, because not all women do that. I can only speak for myself, and I'm not gonna go for a guy that has money just because he has money.
I second that. I'm probably like that as well. I second that. I always say
the women that men are mostly bothered by.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
The hot women.
I'm so glad.
Elaborate.
No, wait.
Because the hot women are the overly feminine ones. The ones that get their nails done, get all this done up all the time. They want they want to be looked after, so they want more money.
No, listen.
They're gonna look for the guy that can
No.
provide for them in that sense.
Right.
Richie, no, let me address it.
Richie's got in.
Because for you, yeah, men always assume I'm that way because I like my nails done and I wear makeup and all of this. I'm not like that. That is not important to me. That is zero important to me. I always say to my friends, I look at someone's, the most important, valuable thing I want from a man is a good heart, because everything pure pours from that. As long as your core is good, then I look for the other qualities that are important to me. At the end of the day, I can't judge someone on a changeable thing. Money is changeable. You can meet someone that is rich and then they become bankrupt. You can meet someone that is poor and then they become rich. Like, as long as that person has the core values that you have and you're in line with what you guys want for the future, that's how I judge the person I want to be with. Nothing to do with money. Mate, I pay for my own nails. I have a job. I don't need to look for no man to maintain me. My physical appearance is maintained by myself.
Oh my God.
Can I ask you a question? Ask you a question.
Okay, yes, girl.
You say a good heart is important, yeah? Very important. So what would you say is more important to you? Having that good guy with a pure heart, doesn't do no badness to anyone, or someone that's got that status or like that sort of going somewhere, money.
No,
because you don't always get everything. You don't always
it
get
depends
everything.
on the women. It depends on the women, doesn't it? Some women like money. Some women just like to be taken care of. So
you don't always get everything. So what is more important?
They're going to go with the guy with the status. I don't think women are not a monolith. Like I've got friends. They only date guys that have bank. Like they won't even look at guys that don't have bank.
Yeah.
Like and there's other girls that won't look at a guy that doesn't have any value. So it just depends on the woman, I think.
It's all about the good heart. That's enough.
It does affect it. It does affect it, though.
I will say that how money is actually really important in a relationship, because there are certain things that you will want and that is required from a relationship in order to sustain a household. Like, if you don't have no money, love is not going to pay the bills. Love is not going to pay. Love is not going to pay the bills. Also, in order to have like your expectations met in terms of taking your children to, if you want, for example, you want your kids to go to private school, or if you want to live in a certain kind of house, money's going to be involved. So I understand where you're coming from in terms of, yeah, women may want a guy who has money, but it's not just about he has to be this guy who is extremely rich. Are you stable in your position? Are you okay? Even if you lose your money tomorrow, are you able to accumulate it back?
Have you got the patience to wait for that guy to get?
Listen. We can't talk about
every real. It's a patience thing.
Listen. Of course you can. Of course you will.
Yes.
See some fruits. What are you doing? Are you going to learn a new skill? Are you reading books? What are you doing in order for me to see some fruits? Don't be sitting in your house talking about, yeah, next year I'm gonna this time next year I'm gonna be this. Don't.
I agree.
What defines you? Let me see some fruit.
I agree, because I just want to say it's about balance. I'm not saying I would want to be with someone that is poor, has no ambition, and is just living off of me. I will never be attracted to that, because I like masculine men that have ambition and drive. That's sexy. But what I'm saying is, I am not going to not date someone on a changeable factor. Finance to me is a changeable thing.
Money in itself helps a lot. Like it helps a lot.
We're actually going down the route.
The thing with money is, and I think what guys don't understand is, why do women go for guys with money? If they were using this money to get themselves a house and secure their own future, then we'd understand. But if they're using this money to go buy a bag that you could potentially buy yourself, Chanel, this and that, it's kind of pointless. At some point, you're going to be, you're not going to be seen as that person's future. You're not going to be seen as someone respectable. You're not going to be seen as someone's anything. You're just going to be someone that he's bought you something, he expects something back, and at some point he's going to move on to the next. So I think guys don't understand the whole concept of why women will potentially throw themselves at men, knowing that all these other women are also doing the same thing.
A lot of stories now that of men that have been married or been in relationships, and they've been taken to the cleaners in respect to money. Like, their house has been taken, all their money's been taken, the kids have been taken. So they'll generalize more now of women all about money, because it's more of like, let me keep that in the forefront of my mind, because women, like the biggest thing that can mess up a guy's life is women in that respect. So I think men
And
keep
then
it like, you
that
know what, yeah,
leads
let me focus
themselves.
on that. So
But that leads back to themselves. You have to be accountable for the decisions you're making and the women that you're choosing. So no, the biggest mistake and downfall a man can mess up a man's life is that man. You are in control of your own life. That's not down to someone. And can I just say something from personal experience? I was married. I was with my ex-husband for 10 years. I left with the clothes that I had on my back that I went in with. When I met him, we were young. We built together. In fact, when I met him, he didn't have a job. I did. I was paying everything. I was doing everything. My earring. I brought him a car. Like, and then when he had money, yeah, of course, people would be like, look at her. Yeah, because he's got money. He's looking after her. They didn't see that, Brian. They didn't see what I put into that relationship and understand I was with him and accepted him before he got to that place because I saw his drive and ambition and supported that. So you can't just make these assumptions and
you're the
generalize.
minority though.
Yeah.
You're the
It's true. That's the minority
Yeah.
situation there, man.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean
'Cause
that
you can talk for yourself and be like, well, I wouldn't do that, but you're like really the minority. If most
No, I know.
if most women
My
that
friends
men are
are like
meeting
that.
are not like that, then it's gonna be like smart for them to think like maybe she could take all my money, so let me think about that.
So even if it is the minority, there are women out there that are like that. So men, if you want a woman like that, aspire to get a woman like that, rather than a woman saying it's a hot girl or the hot girl that's whatever that wants that. So I agree. Even if what you're saying is right or wrong, let's say she is the minority. Let's say she is the minority. Okay, cool. Then the guys that like Junior saying, "Oh, I've got faith in a woman like that." Then go to try to attract that woman rather than the hot girl and the money, blah blah. Because you don't really want that. You don't really want someone who's a gold digger, and I'm using air quotes in that sense. So if you know women are out there, then try and attract those women rather than getting money to attract a woman that you're not going to want anyway. That's a gold digger that you're going to complain about.
Where do you go to attract these women?
You change your social environments. If your environment's
Where are these women?
I like that question. Who asked that question?
Zeph asked the question.
Where do you go? Where do you go to find them?
Okay, for example, if you say, okay, you've got market research right here. You're saying three women right here are saying, I don't do that. Ask us, where do we go? Where do we socialize? Who do you talk to? What do you want to do? You've got market research with three women right here. Ask the questions.
Well, tell me then.
Where do I go?
Yeah.
I hardly ever rave. I hardly ever go to a rave. You hardly ever see me drinking alcohol. I go to games night. I go to things where I can socialize. I have debate things like this. I do all the time. My friends are people that are like level-headed. We can have debates. Like I was saying to Richie the other day, like we go to every year we do a thing where we go away for the weekend and we play games. No phone, no technology. We play games for the weekend. If you was my friend, you'd be invited to that and you'd meet more people like me.
What do you think is the role of the man and a woman in a partnership?
Okay. I was going to circle back because I was trying to understand what do you even mean by the upper hand. And
let's tackle that first.
Apparently, it was you that brought up this conversation in the first place. I actually want to understand what the upper hand is because I don't think necessarily women want the quote unquote upper hand. I just think, like I said before, it's more of a balancing effect, and that men are just feeling some growing pains because women are a little bit more financially secure within themselves, and then it has to depend on a man. In terms of gender roles, I've been struggling with that one. I do and I don't believe in them. I think that, I mean, if you want to go biblical, apparently the man is the head and the woman is the neck. So I think it is important for a woman to play a supporting role in a man's life, but a man needs to play his part and love his woman. And I think I'm just going to leave it at
that. For me, and I get a lot of stick for this because it's 2020, I'm very traditional. So I love the role of a woman. I like to cook, clean. I would be happy being a housewife. However, I also believe in equality and a woman's right. So if that doesn't suit you, fine. You shouldn't have to do it. But that's my pleasure. I love looking after my man. Like, I feel joyous doing it. Like, it's my pleasure. I like a traditional man. However, I'm happy to date someone that's not traditional, that is gonna cook, is gonna clean and do those things as well. But I'm happy with gender roles. Like, you go and bring that bacon home and I'll fry it, babe. It's all right.
I mean, I just want to add one point in before I answer the question, if that's all right. So, Richie mentioned hot girls. Something, right? I've told every guy I know, all my friends, stop dating hot girls. Just stop it. Get a girl who has a personality and who has traits that you want. The looks need to come secondary from now on, because a lot of my friends, I would say, got with a hot girl, including myself, and it didn't work out for none of us. Well, one guy, to the lie. One guy still married, and he's happy with her, whatever. It didn't work out. So that's that subject. In terms of gender roles, I think it's important to have communication in what you want. So if one person wants to do the washing, then they could do the washing. One person wants to do cooking, they do cooking. If you want to change days, you could change days. It's more about communication for me. There's no set role that a man has to do this and a woman has to do that. Me personally, I would prefer to have a woman that works, that could drive, that then communicate the other things she can't do. So her weak points, I will cover it, because I know how to do everything. So cook, clean, wash dishes, whatever it is, I could do it all. I don't mind, and I don't mind. I'm happy to do it. I love ironing. I love all that stuff. So the weak points, I will cover it. It's not a problem for me. My only things is you need to be working or have ambition to work. You need to be able to drive if we don't live in London.
I think it's defined by your, like what Zeph said, like covering someone's weak points. So I do, like, I can play the, you know, the housewife role. I'm not gonna necessarily want to do that all the time. I want to work. I love work. I love what I do with my job. I want to be able to have my money, which sounds like, oh, your money, her money. We have our money, but you know what I mean? I want to be able to provide. I don't want to have to put all the pressure on my partner to be like, you go, you work, you do this. I don't want to have to do that. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say 50-50, but there needs to be a contribution from both in every element. It may not be equal, but I feel like there needs to be a contribution from both sides. So say, for example, like Zeph, if I was with Zeph, I don't like ironing. Zeph, you take that, yeah? I will work an extra 5 hours a week if you, yeah, let's do that. If that means I'm bringing in more money, do you know what I mean? I feel like it's finding balance between that. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really like housework. I have the days when I go mad and I'm like, yes, I'm on it. I have days when I'm not on it. Like you said, we switch it up. So I feel like there needs to be contribution from both sides, but it may not necessarily be equal. I think that's defined by who you are and who you're with. So
I'd say it quickly. Well, a man is about direction and leading. A woman is about support. I would keep it short and sweet like that. But the whole going back to, because Zeph went a bit more into detail about it, but going back to women wanting to have the upper hand and all that stuff, and women being more easily to kind of leave the relationship, I think that's not the issue. I think the issue is men don't do it as much as women. They're not as quick to do it. But I think women could say a bit more fear, because they have a timer. They want kids and a family. So they see, well, if the guy's not cutting it, that leaves me with less time to have a family. So let me cut and get someone who is on that. Men are not thinking that way. So they're not going to be as quick to, well, let me leave this and get someone else because I'm running out of time.
I don't know if I agree with that, because like sometimes when you're in a relationship and you have kids and a family and the guy's not cutting it and you're unsatisfied, emotionally, you're going through emotional trauma in that relationship. Women still leave. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to emotional needs, women are more aware of what they want, whereas men don't necessarily think about their emotional needs as much as women do. So when a woman's not receiving that, then she's more likely to leave. I think there is a link between leaving because of her emotions not being met. But Junior, can you contribute to the question that you asked, please?
I agree with Zeph, man. Everything Zeph said, that's me. 100%, man. Communication, both chipping in, both doing like your own thing, both deciding who's better at what. So maybe like he said Wait, I don't love ironing, but he said he loves ironing. So obviously, if he's communicated that to his partner, then ironing's his time, isn't it? You get me? I like things like that. Just having, you know what I mean? You just have a talk, you have a communication about who's, you know what I mean? One person might prefer to be the one that sorts the car out, does the maintenance of the car. One person might prefer the gardening. One person might prefer the cooking more often than the other. But obviously, both chipping on cooking. Do you know what I mean? It's just communication, isn't it? So who's better at what? Who prefers to do what? And I think that's the only way to really win, rather than being like, oh, I'm the guy and you have to do everything, or I'm the woman and you have to do everything. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's communication. So I'm with Zeph, man, 100, man. So I don't really need to add anything on that.
Did you want to add something, Heather?
Yeah, just on like this whole upper hand thing. Okay, what is the upper hand? Do men need it? What is our conclusion?
I asked that in the
I
beginning.
need to land because mentally I'm still very confused. I'm sorry.
Agreed. I asked that in the beginning. What's the upper hand?
I think the issue, like in general, is that men these days are not the quality that they should be. So it's hard for women to find a quality man.
I agree.
Because men are not taught how to be men these days.
Yeah.
So so thing of men, they don't have a purpose. So they don't say, well, I'm doing this and I need a woman to support me with this. So when they get into a relationship, they don't know what the woman should be doing. All they want is looks and sex. So they can get that kind of easily, but they can't get her kind of supporting him on his purpose because he doesn't even know what his purpose is. Then he loses purpose and he doesn't really know what he's doing. So then the woman's looking like, well, you don't even know what you're doing. I'm bouncing.
So what is the upper hand?
Then? Upper hand is the
it appears she has an upper hand because most men are kind of weaker. So it appears that she's more powerful. Like most women are earning more these days.
So you're talking about control.
And they're quicker to kind of be able to leave. So it seems like they have the upper hand, and they kind of do, but it's just because men are not stepping up.
So can we rephrase that question? Most women have the upper hand in relationships rather than they want to. It's not that we want to have the upper hand in relationship. It naturally goes that way because, like you just said, most men don't necessarily know their purpose. So women are exuding more masculine energy. Would you say that?
Yeah, they have to exude more.
I don't want the upper hand.
Upper hand is the ability to leave, like to have that, to be able to leave in a hurry.
Oh.
Like some people's like, if you're going to relate, because you see, but with marriages now, they're breaking up easy because people are not like persevering with it. So women are very quick now of like, I need to bounce because I need this, and this from a relationship. I need to have family and kids. So they're not putting in much time to make it work. So that's how it seems like they have the upper hand.
So the upper hand is being the one who leaves first. I don't get it.
It's
pretty much to break up the relationship.
Is that what it is?
Sorry?
Say it again?
Having the power to dictate the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
So whether you want to stay or not, whether you want to pursue the relationship, whether you want to continue with the relationship.
Yeah.
But don't both bodies have that as default?
No, I think guys are more likely to
also
that they wouldn't normally. I think guys, even though they may be unhappy in relationships, they will allow a lot more than women will.
Like I said at the start, they're complacent.
Have the upper hand. Okay.
But also, men are not as emotionally stable or intelligent as women. So when a man breaks up with a woman, it crushes him more time. With a woman, it's easier for her to bounce back.
You think so?
She has more of a goal than a man. A man
I wouldn't agree with that.
Just wants a nice goal.
I wouldn't agree with that.
A woman wants like all that stuff that I mentioned.
Zeph, you said you wouldn't agree with that.
No.
Why?
I think both men and women are not emotionally mature once they leave relationships. It's very rare for someone to be emotionally mature, to be able to move on to the next partner without bringing the baggage with them. We've sort of talked about this earlier. Usually people are so broken from that last relationship, in the next one, they start judging that partner or their previous relationships. But
I think it more appears that way because it's easy for a woman to get into a relationship. or easier.
Yeah, it's
than a
easier
man.
for to get into one, but does that mean that?
So she might break up with someone this week, and next week she's with someone else, and so it looks like she's been able to get over it quick, but the reality is not that, but it looks that way. But sometimes that relationship can work out, and then it's like, rah, she got on with someone else and made it work, and I'm stuck here because it's harder for men to meet women.
I do think women have more emotional intelligence as to like when they know that they haven't fully moved on. Like for my example, like I know with my ex, like I needed to not date for at least like 8 months because I knew whatever person I was going to see next, I'd carry that over. So I think women have that more like emotional intelligence to know that, you know what, I need a break from this. Whereas men might dive in and be unsatisfied in their dating life because they've got so much baggage from previous relationships.
But that's because men are more visual. Men are more like, do you know what I mean? Men are men, isn't it? Like, so that's why that happens. Whereas a woman is there's more of an emotional attachment.
Men are men.
Whereas a lot of guys, it's all about the physical, isn't it? So that's why they're able to quickly just hop like a kangaroo to another one. Whereas a woman, it's all about the heart. So they're not just gonna hop. Sorry, they're not gonna just hop to the next thing. But whereas a man,
a woman,
all they think about is physical. So they'll go to the next girl, isn't it? But with women, it's more emotional. So they'll want time to like you said, 8 months to like think about it. And yeah, I think that's probably why anyway.
Cool.
Like, I feel like gender roles has sort of kind of diluted because they're not so apparent now, because obviously things have changed and women are now able to do things that men are able to do. Sort of things like, mechanical work, earn their own money, be able to be a bit more manual, computing, stuff like that. We have a bit more flexibility in terms of what we can do. However, for me personally, I'm kind of like Karida. I kind of feel like I personally still want that guy to be the head of the household. Yeah. I still want that. That doesn't mean that you undermine me or you diminish like the power that I have, because I'm a very strong person. Like, I know what I want, but I was raised in a traditional household, so I still want that. However, when it comes to a strong woman, it's kind of hard to find that because you sort of have a bit more masculine energy than the guys do nowadays.
Agreed.
Say that again?
I said agreed, 100%. This is where I struggle.
I feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he necessarily has to come home and pay all the bills. I'm working, I have a good job, and I earn my own money and whatnot. Like, I'm going to contribute to the household. We're going to build together. But I mean, as in, like, there are certain things that I will allow that I want him to do.
Yeah. I hear that. Like him leading, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, personally. So yeah, that's my views. That's my views on it. But yes, guys, this was actually a really good conversation. I just want to say massive thank you to you all for joining. It was really insightful, really enlightening, and it was actually quite fun. It was actually quite fun because we were able to hear exactly what you guys thought, your thought process, and obviously you were able to hear exactly how we feel and our thought process. So yeah, it was a really good chat. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you
for your contribution, and hopefully we'll have more to come.
Yay.
Thank you.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.